So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand 9th house in Vedic astrology. And I'm going to decode the concepts with regards to the importance of 9th house, planets sitting in the 9th house and their behavior, and 9th house lord going in different houses. So what is the difference between the planets that are actually coming in the 9th and where the 9th house lord is going? So I'm also going to discuss that part in more detail. First of all, if you are a student of chemistry and if you understand what is catalyst, so the use of a catalyst is to actually speed up the reaction, any chemical reaction, okay? If you want to speed up the things. So 9th house is similarly going to work like that. This is the unparalleled speed or unparalleled capacity is actually present inside this 9th house. This is some sort of a storehouse of energy. Similarly, like the 5th house, that is the storage of karmas. I have already made that video. 9th house is the storage, but this is the storage of energy, full powerhouse actually. You can also consider this thing as a backup. Many of you are using inverter in your house, okay? So what is the use of that inverter in case the light went off totally? So you turn on the inverter so that at least you can get some sort of electricity supply. Similarly, 9th house in your life is also going to support you in that manner actually. Because 9th house is that kind of a house which having interconnectivity with all the other 11 houses in Vedic astrology. Now, house to house concept is a very important for you to understand. Like there is one house to second house connectivity is there in Vedic astrology, and every house is dependent over the next house or even the previous house. Like your ascendant is dependent over the second house is dependent over the third house is over the fourth house. Like first house is you, second house is food, so you are depending over food, money and wealth. Then it's dependability over the third house, that is your willpower, your courage, your efforts. So that part depending over the third. Similarly, third house dependability is over the fourth house. So in this way, all the 12 houses in Vedic astrology, they are combined actually. And out of that, all the 12 houses, 9th house here is actually the backup, okay? This is the powerhouse, or you can also call it as the inverter, which is actually present in everyone's life. And that is the reason this is the house of your Bhagya. Now, Bhagya simply means fortune or luck factor. Many people are working hard in their lives in order to fulfill their dreams, their ambitions. They are working hard towards their jobs as well. Some are working hard in their business. Some are working hard in order to sustain and survive the relationships. Some are working hard to make other people happy. Some are working hard to make a lot of money. So everything, every hard-working aspect that you are doing in your life, whether you are going to receive this much result of your hard work or that much, that actually lies in the 9th house. Because this is the house which have the capacity to deliver you something, even if you have not put more action or efforts in that particular area. And that is the importance of your Bhagya, fortune. Suppose you are a military man, you going on a fight, okay? And it's a very tight battle with your enemies. So there is shooting, gunfiring is happening from both sides. So whether you have the capacity to survive, if there is 20, 50 or 100,000 bullet rounds that are totally fired against you. So what is your capacity, okay? Whether you have the capacity to survive out of all that difficult situations or not. So 9th house is actually going to help you in order to understand your survival part also. The capacity of a person to survive from the adversity is also seen through the 9th house. So this is the house of your Bhagya, first of all, that is the fortune. And even in Vedic astrology, the planets that are actually in the 9th house, they have the capacity to influence your behavior a lot. They have the capacity to provide you something. They have the capacity to take away something. And that is why any sort of connectivity of planets like Sun, Moon and Jupiter or even Mercury, any benefic association with the 9th house, by mean to say benefic association, these planets must need to be posited in the 9th house. Any sort of benefic association, particularly in the 9th house, represent there is going to be some good stored karma which is actually present up there. Or if you are going to ask for a help, there is someone who is going to help you. If there is no planet, first of all, in the 9th house, I will go to that scenario also. But if the planets are in the 9th house, it means some immediate help is available in your life. If you are going to call someone to help, so if 9th house planets are there, specifically benefics, it means someone is going to come you to save you, actually, to guide you. Suppose you fall into deep addiction. It may be smoking, alcohol, marijuana, any addictions, okay? So now you are going on a path of adharma, which is not correct actually. That is why this is the dharma, okay? Now, for example, you are moving in that wrong pathway ahead in your life. So the capacity of a person to get from that pathway to that righteous pathway is also seen through 9th house. Because this is your dharma actually. Dharma simply means intent, with which intent you are doing something in your life. Whether you have the capacity to go from the wrong direction towards the right direction. Similarly in your career as well. Suppose without the guidance, you are going in the wrong direction. That is why this is the house of your gurus actually. Teachers, preachers, philosophy. I'm not talking about the college professors here. I'm actually talking about real guru. So 9th house is the house of guru. That is why this is ruled by Jupiter with the sign of Sagittarius. So any sort of guidance in your life that have the capacity to reshape your future or to build your future, or the capacity of a person to seek guidance, is actually seen through the 9th house. If, for example, the planets are in a very bad dignity around 9th house, it may be by house placement, or the 9th house lord itself is getting very weak in the chart, it's getting debilitated, or maybe it's getting niche or some difficult in some Pap Kartari Yoga with more and more malefics. What is happening? It becomes very difficult for you people to even like take the guidance. If, for example, right now I'm giving you some sort of a guidance, if your 9th house is not up to the mark, you will not be able to believe in me. It's not in me. It means you are not going to believe in any of the gurus, any of the spiritual gurus. Your belief systems, they are not going to match with the other people. So that is the importance of other house, is to seek guidance and even to give guidance also. Also 9th house represents the higher education, okay? It represents your master's degree, pursuing PhD, or anything which you do after obtaining the bachelor's degree seen through the 9th house. 9th house is also the tenure of education, like how long will you be able to pursue your education. Now many people, they pursue their education up till the age of 22, some pursue up till the age of 25, 28, 30, 32, even some people pursue education into the later stages also. So that is actually the 9th house. This is the hunger of knowledge which is present inside you people. So planets, if they are positively posited in the 9th house, they have the capacity to positively influence your thoughts. And it's not necessary if the 9th house is very well dignified, only then you are going to pursue the higher education. It's not necessary. Even if there is no planet posited in the 9th house, there is going to be 9th house lord which will go somewhere. It may be 9th house lord sitting in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 5th, 12th, anywhere in the chart. It also symbolizes you have the capacity to take or seek practical knowledge rather than relying over the theoretical knowledge. So I'm not going to say if the person who is going to have multiple PhD degrees in their life, so they are more knowledgeable. Maybe on the other hand, the person who is not having much multiple degrees, but they are having a lot of failures associated with them, lot of wisdom is present inside them based over the practical experiences. So they are also going to be considered as a knowledgeable person. So 9th house symbolizes both kind of a knowledge. It's the practical side of the knowledge and it's also the theoretical knowledge. If your 9th house is exceptionally powerful, like the planet in the 9th house is also very strong and 9th house lord itself is very strong, you have the capacity to become a very good advisor. You have the capacity to guide someone or to show a beam of light in front of other people so that at least they can see that thing. 9th house is also going to play a very important role in order for you to learn Vedic astrology. Because learning of any sort, it's not Vedic astrology. Without the help of 5th and 9th house, learning is not possible. Specifically learning of ancient knowledge, Vedas, Vedang, Jyotishastra, astrology, numerology, palmistry, occult sciences, even becoming a healer also. So 5th and 9th, they are going to have a equal weightage. If the dignity of these houses are very strong, that have the capacity to positively influence you into your life. Now I have already made the videos over reshuffling Raj Yogas. I will not go into that videos as of now. You can check out in the playlist section. Just type out reshuffling Raj Yogas by Cooking Astrology. You will find 3, 4, 5 videos up there. Now, when you start from the first house in Vedic astrology, then you comes to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and when you enter into the 9th house, this is where the Raj Yogas will start happening. 9th house onward give Raj Yoga in Vedic astrology. 90% of the Raj Yogas are given via 9th house onward. 9th house, 10th house, and 11th house. These 3 houses. 9th house is the initial, or you can consider as a starting point of Lakshmi Yoga, even Raj Yoga, Karma Dharma Adhipati Yoga. Any sort of yoga in Vedic astrology is going to start with the 9th house connection, because this is a very positive house. There is a lot of piousness present inside this. If your 9th house lord forming or making connection either with the quadrant houses, 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, this is also considered as a Raj Yoga. 9th house forming any sort of connection with trine houses, 9th, 5th, or 5th, 9th, or even the 1st house, again a Raj Yoga. 9th house lord forming any sort of connection with 10th house, Karma Dharma Adhipati Yoga. 9th house forming any sort of connection with the 11th house, Lakshmi or wealth giving yoga. Sometimes this will create Dainik Yoga also, Parivartan Yoga, based on individual to individual chart. So this is the house where the initiation of yogas is going to start in your chart. And that is where 9th house lord, wherever positioned in the chart, is the first indicator of the Raj Yoga or Lakshmi Yoga, if they are present in your chart or not. So that is the importance of 9th house. It's very important for you to study 9th house lord in such a way, like this planet have the capacity to become my career lord. My career is somewhat going to revolve around that area. My business is going to revolve around that area. Even I have the capacity to earn money by just concentrating over the 9th house lord energy wherever it is going. Because this is the survival house. So this have the capacity to bring survival into your life. So this is the house in a way which represents certain boons also, because there is a lot of auspiciousness. At the same time, there are also going to be a lot of negativity which is also associated with the 9th house. Now, if you don't want to watch videos for the negative side, you can immediately stop it. Because in Vedic astrology, positive and negative is present up there. It's not only everything is positive, because 9th house is the number 1 house that have the capacity to create or show any sort of ancestral debts, any sort of major ancestral curses that are actually coming in your life or not. Maybe your grandfather have did something wrong with the elder brother, or maybe in the family, or maybe outside family. So if you want to see whether your grandfather, it's not only mother side, it's father side both. If your ancestors have did something good, auspicious, you can count your blessings in the 9th house. If they had did something wrong and because of their bad deeds, your father, your mother are suffering and you are suffering, look into the 9th house. Because at the same time, this house is giving the biggest Raj Yogas. At the same time, this 9th house is also becoming the cancellation of all Raj Yogas. If, for example, there are too many Lakshmi Yogas present in your chart, 2nd house lord going in the 11th, 11th in the 2nd, 7th house lord going in the 11th house, or maybe 5th house lord is in the ascendant, 5th house lord, 2nd house lord conjunct in the 4th house. I will tell you, any Raj Yogas which are present in your chart, but your 9th house is weak actually, it means the strength of all the Raj Yogas and all the Lakshmi Yoga, they are also becoming very weak. Because this is a catalyst actually. If you're a chemistry student, you understand what is the use of catalyst. That is just to boost up some chemical reaction. So it means a boost is not present up there. You will not be able to receive the boost. Similarly, the planets like Sun, Moon, if they are present up there, they have the capacity to influence your life based over your parents' karma, your mother, your father. So they have the capacity to directly influence your 9th house. This is also the house which is going to play a very important role in front of your marriage and married life aspect. Don't think like that only 7th house is going to play important role. This is also very important house. Because if you count from the 7th house, 9th house becoming 3 places away, it shows the struggles and hardships that you are going to face after getting married. So if the 9th house is not very well positioned, it means with the smallest amount of struggle you are going to receive, it becomes very difficult for you to survive or sustain the relationship. Whereas few people, they are having not very strong 7th house of marriage, but they are having very strong 9th house. But still they will be able to survive the marriage. So how that is happening? Because of the 9th house. Because this is that survival factor. You can count over this house for all the other houses. If your 5th house lord is weak, children is not promised. But 9th house is okay, it's fine, it's good. So it means yes, some hope, a ray of hope is up there. That is why in the Kalpurush Kundli, Jupiter is ruling 9th house with the sign of Sagittarius. Because that ray of hope, optimism, that is actually present up there. This is also the house which represents any sort of pilgrimages that you are going to take, any sort of spiritual pilgrimages. Maybe you are going on a Char Dham Yatra in India, you are visiting, going Rameshwaram, you are going to any other dharmic places, okay, any spiritual places, any temples that are also connected with the 9th house. There is also going to be a very deep significance of temples which are associated with the 9th house. If you want to see whether you have the capacity to give contribution in building up the temples or something, 9th house is very important. Because any amount of good deeds that you are going to perform, even the tapasya or the japa, japa I'm talking about, you are chanting mantras over the mala, that is the japa, actual japa. By sitting on the ground, maybe you are chanting simply Om Namah Shivaya. So any sort of japa, any sort of tapa that you are going to do in this present life, you have the capacity to carry it forward to the next janma or to the next life. That is also seen through the 9th house. Because you will not be able to carry forward your clothes, your gold, your bank balance, your real estate into the next janma. So this is the house which is actually acting as a transparent sheet between the two lokas or between two yugas actually. On one side of the 9th house, you can actually see this present yuga. That is a Kali Yuga, where which you are surviving, you are sustaining, you are doing something. Similarly, this is the concept of like a parallel universe. So on the opposite side of that 9th house is some different universe. So it means this house have some sort of a like maybe permeable membrane. Have you seen the resins actually? If you are going to soak resins inside water, so water is going to go inside resins and they become fat. So water is penetrating inside the resin. Similarly, 9th house is that. This is just like a permeable membrane. So any good deeds that you are performing is actually reflecting through the 9th house and going into the next life. Any sort of tapa, japa, mantra sadhana, chanting you are doing. So you are carry forwarding good deeds into the next life, even bad deeds also. So I'm not talking about the physical transfer of the objects. 9th house has nothing to do with the matter actually. It's Akash Tattav, okay? Vacuum. That is why Jupiter rules over the Akash Tattav, because this is the 9th house. So that Akash Tattav energy is basically governed with the 9th house. Akash Tattav simply means which you will not be able to see, but you can feel actually. So your feelings, higher form of feelings I'm talking about. And anything which you are going to carry forward from this life to the next life is seen through 9th house. Or how good your next janma is going to be, that is also seen in the 9th house. So this is actually the unmatchable or unparalleled house. You cannot compare 9th house energy with any other house. Because this have the capacity to positively influence all the other houses. I told you, maybe your 4th house is weak. No happiness, no satisfaction, but still 9th house is powerful. So hope is up there. And that is where Vimshotri Mahadasha, Antardasha of the 9th house Lord or even the planet sitting in the 9th house have the capacity to positively shape your life into the positive direction. This is also the house, if I will not go into the D9 chart as of now, that is the divisional charts or how the Raj Yogas are getting manifested into the divisional charts also. But let me give you a small hint here. You can catch it very easily. Try to study the yogas created and formed by 9th house lord into the divisional charts also. Try to study the Raj Yogas, Lakshmi Yoga, wealth giving yoga of the 9th house lord into your divisional charts also, that have the capacity to actually show you whether there is something auspiciousness going into that particular areas or not. Try to analyze your 9th house lord into the D9 chart for marriage and relationship. Analyze this lord into the D10 chart for the career part, into the D12 Dodansha Kundli for the any sort of inheritance from the family matters, in the D30, D60 also, that is the chart of spiritual pursuits, to try to study. And then try to make judgment based over how this 9th house lord is going into the different divisional charts. Suppose in the D1 9th house lord is in like maybe exalted, in D9 it's friendly zodiac sign, next it's debilitated, it's in that zodiac sign, it's in inimical. So in this way you can make a judgment by looking into the dignity, how this lord is going to support me into different particular areas of my life or not. So this is the best way to understand this thing. But I will tell you, this house is not only governing all that kind of things which I'm teaching you right now. This is also the house that is actually directly 8. If you go through the 8th house of transformations, you will go into 9th house. So this is just like you are taking a dip into some holy water and you are coming out. I made already that video over the sign of Sagittarius. You can watch this video, or I will link in the description. You can definitely watch the sign of Sagittarius, 9th house. Then you will be able to continuously understand how 9th house and how this energy, they will blend together. So I hope you have gained some deep insights of Jyotish in this videos with me. If you are having any queries, any consultations, feel free to contact me at my email ID. And I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Till then, please subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video. Even if you want to send me super thanks, do send me super thanks. Any contribution from your side will help me to make more such entertaining videos over the Vedic astrology. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.